Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the Hamilton Sevens final. This one, the women's matchup between the USA and New Zealand. Now, USA to get to this final have been through quite the journey. They were able to take down Australia, the defending World Rugby Sevens champions. New Zealand, they've had a pretty clean run all the way to the final, and they'll be looking to win their final on home soil before the New Zealand leg gets taken away. Looking through at the USA lineup will be Cheta Emba, also Maha, alongside her Kennett, Olsen, Tapper, Kershey, and Sammy Sullivan, the last woman in that starting lineup. Then for New Zealand, it is Stacey Waka Flula for this one. She has decided to go with Waka at the start of her name for her dad, who's in attendance. He would have paid the $100 to go watch this day of the Sevens. Reezy Pori Lane, Miller, Michaela Blythe, Tyler Nathan Wong, Willison, and Felix Hotham, the last lady in the starting lineup. So they have decided to go with Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe off the bench again. Sheree Kaka, she got herself a hat trick in one of the recent matches, and also that experience of Sera Hirani to come off the bench for the Kiwis. But I'm looking forward to seeing Chris Thomas and Jazz Gray for the USA, and certainly pack a punch as well. And let's go our Black Ferns. Says John there. It is going to be the Hong Kong referee in charge of this one for his 44th match of the Sevens. We have got this match, and then we are going straight into the men's matchup between New Zealand and Argentina. So I guess the big question is, can New Zealand go back-to-back, men and women, final ever leg in New Zealand possibly, and New Zealand was embarrassed by USA in the soccer? Will the tables be turned in the rugby? Says Stephen Bissett. We have to wait and see. And she has wheels, Michaela Blythe, more like glide. She very fast, yes. Very quick woman, and she will be trying to get at least a single try in this contest, if not more. New Zealand, they had a good performance in their their semi-final up against the Irish, winning it by 30-plus points. Now Tyler Nathan Wong gets the final underway from left to right. The Kiwis will go in straight away. Bit of physicality from Stacey Flula trying to get the ball off Cheta Emba, but she gets penalised for not rolling away. Quick tap taken by the USA here. One-on-one strip by Georgia Miller. New Zealand in possession now. That was brilliantly done by the number 83. Now out wide, Tyler Nathan Wong, Michaela Blythe with the fence. She's through. And New Zealand score within the first 20 seconds of the matchup. Michaela Blythe did glide all the way to the try line for her 8th time in Hamilton. She is on absolute fire at the moment. But this was all down to a brilliant strip. Unfortunately, just hanging on to the ball a little bit too lightly there, Sammy Sullivan. Georgia Miller got in, stripped the ball. USA going to be under pressure with that defensive line. And Michaela Blythe, a massive fin there on Kayla Kennett. And then scores it. Looks like it's dried out a little bit since the rain earlier on. She didn't slide as nicely there, Michaela Blythe, as she would have liked. But the Kiwis, very good start. Took long enough, says John. And there's, oh yeah, there's some big celebrations coming from the bench for the Black Ferns. That kick is successful. And after a minute, New Zealand lead this game 7 points to 0. I almost said 8-0, but I do see that Michaela Blythe actually tied now with the leading try scorer of the competition, Madison Levi. If she gets one more, she will have the lead, as Levi has no more games. No one does after this one, because it is the final. Georgia Miller once again has that ball in hand. Little knock on from Felix Hotham near the halfway line. Just a little mistake from New Zealand early. The USA will now have the scrum. And there it is. There she goes. Here's space bar. Now we'll do what we did during the Samoa game. Let's see if anyone can predict who will be scoring the next try of the match. I actually nailed it in Samoa's match. I went Owen Nui, and he was actually the only other guy to score, which I felt quite cool about. But the next try of this match, that looks like it's gone off a knee. So ends up with accidental offside against the USA. Unfortunately, Ma just ended up hitting her in the shin, bouncing forward. And now New Zealand will have the scrum. But I'm going to go that it will be Stacey Flula, next try scorer for New Zealand. New Zealand are looking to win their 29th World Sevens Series title. You can see the bench. They are absolutely buzzing, eager to get out there on the field in front of what is a pretty good crowd at FMG Stadium, considering the ticket prices. Now Felix Hotham up the middle. She pierces the gap in the defense. Cheta Emba not able to make the tackle. I didn't pick her. There are a heap of men with baby masks on in the crowd. Something you only really see at Sevens, but that is second try for Felix Hotham. Hotham says, John, I think you're a little bit ahead though, aren't you? So you probably got to see that one, then put it in as she was scoring. And the crowd goes, well, Nov Mum. And Levi would look good in a pair of jeans, no doubt, says Stephen. I guess so, yes. Jeans are quite handy, although I don't fit into jeans, unfortunately, unless I get them specially made because my calves are bloody massive. But that's going to be kicked over. Sounded arrogant. It's just, no, I just have really fat calves. 3.5 minutes left in this first half. New Zealand 14-0 up. A dream start to the final for the Black Ferns in front of their home crowd at FMG Stadium. Now Tyler Nathan Wong out to kick this one off, going to the near side of the field. Trying to get it to go just that 10 metres. In fact, she's gone for more 15. Stacey Fuller taps it back. Georgia Miller knocks the ball on. So USA now with the advantage. They've got one of their first attacking chances of the day. It was Christy Kershey who had the ball. Cheta Ember now down the wing. Great tackle made. That's going to be a penalty against, I believe that was Rizi Pori Lane. Just couldn't quite get out of there in time. And yep, a little ahead, says John. Yeah. About, I'd say 30 seconds to a minute, I believe, isn't it? Of course, on Sky Sport now, they are just a tad behind. Olsen about to feed this ball in. USA minimal possession so far throughout this final. USA have had strong defence this weekend, conceding just 5 tries and tackling at 82% success rate. So they have conceded only 5 tries this weekend. I believe that would have been before this matchup. So now already New Zealand breaking through quite a bit. Fat calves or cankles, says Stephen. Nah, just me calves. They're almost as wide as they are long. You know, it's just a chunk at the back of my leg. Like a good ham that you get on Christmas. Now around the side, USA, good chance here. 45 metres out from their own line. They decide to go to the top side. Now Tapper tries to go through. Oh no, she's breaking many tackles in a row. And now Olsen receives the pass on the outside here. It is going to be Sammy Sullivan taken down by Michaela Blythe, who shot in like a rock. The left-hand side here. Maha, though, the size. Georgia Miller. She's done well to stay conscious after that shot. Round the side, having to go back again. Tapper driven backwards. The crowd enjoying the physicality from the Black Ferns. Maha just standing still, trying to work out how to get through this Black Ferns defence. Making some very good tackles. Cheta Ember, though, goes off to the left-hand side, or in fact, that was right. Oh, another big hit from Felix Hotham. Every time there's contact, the crowd are cheering at the moment for the Black Ferns. For the USA, certainly a dangerous side. Maha, ball on the outside. Here comes Tapper again. She cuts inward. She fends once, she fends twice. She offloads to Maha. And now all she needs is the offload, but it's dropped by the USA. It was a run-in try for Kershey, but unfortunately the handling error has cost the USA dearly. And hello says Novmum. Hello. How you going? Are you at the ground, Novmum, by any chance? Because I know that you were going to day 1. You were also possibly going to day 2, aren't you? Whereabouts are you sitting? We might be able to see you while you're out there. And also, I did have to go of being a clairvoyant, and I would predict horrific weather and terrible blizzards. Turns out instead of me crystal ball, they sold me a snow globe, says John. That hurt my brain, John. I won't lie to you. It was a hard one to read. I think I read about 5 words wrong as well. Snow globes are fun, though. Them and lava lamps. Always curious about those things. Now going back across. New Zealand 5 metres out from their line. Got a long way to go. Michaela Blythe's dropped that. So now USA going to have another attacking opportunity. Will be passed off to the right-hand side. If US can score with 30 seconds left in this first half, there's a good crack. Now, I think she got her knee down there, USA, but they're saying that it's going to become a maul. So now, I think that ball is going to be a scrumpy for New Zealand. I want to say that knee was down, though, for the USA first of all. So might have been a little bit unlucky there for Kennett. Michaela Blythe, the ball just didn't stick to her hands in that pass, but I'm just looking at this one here. Okay, they're showing it from a stage where she didn't have her knee down. Strategic from the camera crew. And also, it is very loud here, says Novmum. It would be, yeah. How many seats are empty at the moment, Novmum, out of curiosity? I see quite a few. So if you had to give me a percentage of how many people are in attendance, how many would you say you've got? That's going to be kicked into touch by New Zealand. They will go into halftime 14-0 up. A good start to the match for the Black Ferns. Although a nice little fight back from the USA in the remaining 3 minutes that we did find ourselves with. Now they've got a picture of a bird. I think that was a phoenix, actually, now that I think about it. They're advertising the A-League, but that was a lemon. Half-time in this contest, 14-0 at the moment for New Zealand. Good start to the match, like I mentioned, New Zealand. They have got the men and the women in the final for Hamilton Sevens. It's going to be the last time we see a New Zealand leg of the Sevens in quite some time. I've already said I would love to see it go to the Pacific Islands if they're looking to relocate, whether that's 1 year in Fiji, 1 year in Samoa, just switch between the two. Give the Pacific Islands a little bit more coverage, I guess you could say, because if you give, like, you put tickets on sale, they are all getting sold out. No matter where you are in the Pacific Islands, everyone loves watching the Fijians, the Samoans, even the Tongans. They love watching them play. We also saw Papua New Guinea get a chance in the women's side of things as the invitational side, so would help continue building up Pacific Island Sevens. Looking through at the benches, like I mentioned earlier on, Jazz Gray, definitely someone who's going to be important for the US. Chris Thomas as well. Now, she is down as the bottom substitute, so I don't know if she is allowed to come on the field. I assume she would be able to. But New Zealand, some good players off the bench. Hirini, Kaka, Woodman, Whitcliffe, Guthrie, which was Niall Williams, and then Teresa Fitzpatrick. So quite a few ladies who have got themselves already a World Cup under their belt. I am indeed about halfway on the top, or up the top, on the Brian Perry Stadium. Okay, Brian Perry. Is that the one that was like the family area or the one where you're allowed to get pissed? Because there was like an 18-plus area. Are you in the 18-plus area, Novmum, or are you in the other side? Are you dressed as a turtle, perhaps? I know there's a few people dressed up in attendance. It's going to be nicely taken by Poultry Lane, just outside of the 22 for New Zealand. The start of the second half. Felix Hotham. Now inside bottom, Michaela Blythe, she's gone. No one's going to catch her as soon as she starts running. I mean, Tapper's going to put in a bit of an effort, but she probably needed about 500 more meters to be able to catch Michaela Blythe the way that she was running there. New Zealand score first of all in the second half, just like they did in the first. And now Michaela Blythe is the leading try scorer of the Hamilton Seven for the women. I'd say 5K, says Novmum. Okay. See, it's a bit disappointing that we've got two finals involving New Zealand, but they couldn't sell out the ground. And I think that's down to the price of tickets just being a bit too high. Like I said on an earlier live stream, I was like, make it $10 for everyone to come in and watch the final session to possibly see New Zealand pick up some gold medals. Slams that ball down Michaela Blythe alongside her belly. And that's going to be kicked over from Tyler Nathan Wong. 21-0 now for the Kiwis over the USA. And how's everyone doing, says Ed. I'm excited. Two big matches for the Kiwis here. 2020 Olympic champion Michaela Blythe has scored 171 tries. I don't think I've even scored 171 runs in my cricket career, let alone crossing a try line that many times. Nicely slapped by Stacey Fleur, although she did knock it on slightly, so they will be going back for the scrum. Yo, just tuned in. Missed all these other exciting games. How you all doing? New Zealand to do well, says Ruth. Doing very well, thank you, Ruth. Hopefully you have had a good weekend so far. Scrum feed for the US. This uses up a little bit more time on the clock, which of course they won't want. The pocket rocket, says Novmum there as well. New Zealand 3 converted tries ahead. The US want any chance of getting back into this contest. They pretty much need a try, I would say, within the next minute. And it looks like Maha, she's got quite heavy strapping on that right knee, but still running all right. Going down the wing. It's going to be Sammy Sullivan. Wrestled down nicely by Michaela Blythe. Isn't just good on attack. She also defends very nicely. Rush defense from the Kiwis. Poultry Lane, that is a brave effort right there because she has run straight at Cheta Ember, which I think probably height and weight-wise, probably about 1.5 of Poultry Lane. Now here comes Cheta Ember, and she will be able to run. And Poultry Lane's still chasing her, though. She's keen. She almost got kicked in the head. But It's going to be the first try of the match for the USA, the fifth for Cheta Ember on the circuit. Now, game gets just a little bit closer. And also we have got there, you have more than 171 subs, so chin up, says Stephen. That is true, although I probably couldn't do more than 1.71 chin-ups, as another example. It's a big number anyway, isn't it? 171 tries, because she's been going since about 2013, 15? It hasn't been that long. She's been able to score a lot in a hurry. And I think women's champions is New Zealand and men's champions is New Zealand, says Tautala. And also bronze for Australia women's and fifth place for men's. Good evaluation test for the Sydney Sevens. And now is going to be USA kicking this one off. 3 minutes 45. Now, I said if they score within the next minute, they've still got a chance. And they scored within 30 seconds of that comment. Although that one, it's going to be close to 10 meters. Hirani goes for it, but it hasn't gone to 10, but they still can continue because, Thomas is just held up like she's a baby. New Zealand are just going to push you towards the touchline. She finds the offload, though. This is going to be dangerous because the USA have got numbers on the outside. Did Cheta Ember hang on to that a little bit too long? Nice tackle made by Michaela Blyde. She gets crushed under the breakdown. Penalty goes the way of the US. Ma takes it quickly. Stepping, trying to go through this New Zealand defence if she wants the offload. It's definitely available. She's decided instead she will give Sheree Kaka a wedgie. Interesting tactics from the US, but it might be effective. Michaela Blyde drives Olsen down onto her forehead. Now the ball's loose. In fact, I think that was Kershey, and she is hurt from that challenge. They're going to blow the whistle 15 times. Time off. Oh, okay. They're going to check the foul play. What are you streaming later? I don't think we've got anything later on today. We might have some BBL throughout the week if we are lucky. But then next weekend, we are going to have the Sydney Sevens, and then also alongside that, we have got some URC. Going, hey, bro, how's your day, bro? It's good. I'm surprised that my voice is still working, and now you did well, Amish, says John there. Right, Michaela Blyde. Looked like maybe she just grabbed her and threw it over her head. Well, not over her head, but they might consider it as a high tackle. Or, no, I wouldn't say there's too much in that. She did drag her down after, but see, there's an arm wrap. There's a slight, maybe forehead of Michaela Blyde on the chin of Ma. And when's the men's game, Kiwi Lad? It is going to be in 16 minutes' time. So very close indeed, New Zealand versus Argentina. Like they're saying, there's not a lot in it. If anything, okay, there's no head-to-head contact. Restart with the scrum, but it will be the USA scrum. Oh, no, the scrum ball actually goes the way of New Zealand. That's interesting. Because I thought USA had possession at the time when the referee blew the whistle, but maybe they had just knocked it on, I guess. Now, it is going to be 14 points different, almost ripped away by the US at scrum time. New Zealand, they'll be looking to hang on to this ball as long as they physically can, use up more time on the clock, trying to go around the breakdown. Sheree Kaka gives it off to Poultry Lane, who has to go backwards. Olsen right in there for the US. Hirani goes across. New Zealand slowly getting closer and closer to their line, but Georgia Miller receives a beautiful offload from the Kiwis. And now they move up to the 22. She breaks a tackle, and she's going to charge. I don't think she's going to outrun Tapper. She goes for the grubber instead. Brilliant play, waits for it, grubbers it forward, and just about scores the try. Tapper has had a mare there if somehow Georgia Miller has been able to score that for the Kiwis. My first initial reaction was maybe you'd say Tapper might have got the ball down, you'd assume, or there might be a half knock on here. Okay, it's been knocked on slightly by Georgia Miller. They both got their hands to it, but Miller first and kiss on the cheek, wasn't it? Says Stephen. Not quite. It was almost more of a kiss on the forehead, which are normally quite soft, aren't they? I don't think I've ever seen someone aggressively kiss someone's forehead. Well, the French, they are quite aggressive, aren't they? 2 minutes left. USA with the scrum, 5 meters out from their line. Coming New Zealand, bro, says Kurt. 2 minutes left on the clock. USA need a try before, you know what, we'll go before 30 seconds. That's not ideal. They have passed the ball back into the in-goal area. New Zealand with Poldy Lane and Hirini managed to make the tackle, and now New Zealand have a 5-metre scrum. Hiki Hamish can get on the try line, says Mark. And Poldy Lane, great contact first of all. Then Hirini joined in, and then Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe got involved just in case it wasn't going to be enough. Crowd well and truly getting behind the Black Ferns here. I believe they've made another change. I want to say it's Niall Guthrie now out on the field, but I'm looking around for her and I can't see her. So it may have instead been Teresa Fitzpatrick who came on the field. Now waiting for this one at the back. Poldy Lane goes across. It was Teresa Fitzpatrick. One ball on the outside to Michaela Blythe. She gets it. And this will be another try for the Kiwis. Chris Thomas looks a little bit defeated there. He's only recently come off the bench. Didn't look interested. And Michaela Blythe, she now moves up to double figures in the Sevens circuit. Now, I'm not sure what the record is for a woman in a Sevens competition, but 10's probably relatively close. You'd think maybe about 12 or 13. Michaela Blythe, she almost dropped that ball, but nah, slams it down. And Tyler Nathan Wong, very happy with that one on the sideline. The kick is successful, and New Zealand now 28 points to 7 ahead of the United States. So tournament tries, she is ahead by quite a margin. Madison Levi had 8, and also a Brazilian actually had 7, which just shows how far Brazilian rugby has come in the last little while for their women's sevens program, which is absolutely great to see. Currently kicking that one deep, slap back, and it's going to sit up for Niall Guthrie, formerly known as Niall Williams. Gets back up to her feet. Hitting now to the short side. Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. She'll go in and get a try for the Kiwis again. And now they're just kind of rubbing it in, aren't they? 10 seconds left. 4th try for Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. And New Zealand with 5 seconds now to take this kick. Raining here this morning in Cape Town, says Ruth. And Dr. Curry, put your sexy glasses on, has says GG. Now that is quite a name. I think I need glasses soon, but my name's not Dr. Curry, of course. Woodman-Whitcliffe. It's quite the tongue twister. Lucky her first name doesn't also start with W. Like Wendy. If it was Wendy Woodman-Whitcliffe, that would be a problem for any commentator. That one hasn't gone over, but New Zealand, they have been able to go on and get themselves the gold on New Zealand soil. The full-time whistle was blown, and the Kiwis in front of their home fans at FMG Stadium have been able to keep the momentum rolling from that Women's Rugby Union World Cup on New Zealand soil. It's unfortunate that this is the last time we're going to get to see them in New Zealand for quite some time. Who knows? Maybe in the future we might get to see them back again. What happened to the Blitz box, says Ruth? They struggled. They just didn't get enough turnovers in the breakdown, I don't feel. Because when they had a decent crack at the ball, like, they went all right, but just not enough possession, I don't think. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got the men's final in only 6 minutes' time, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you do enjoy what we're doing here, be sure to check out the second channel. I have just put the link there. The goal was to hit 315 subscribers by the end of the night. We are currently 2 away. So if you do want to help us out with reaching that goal, be sure to check out that Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. The link is in the chat and also is that pinned comment. But the USA, I want to say valiant effort in this game. They had a couple nice wee moments, but unfortunately a majority of this game just didn't seem to quite be in it, unfortunately. I don't know whether it was the occasion or what it was, but they weren't as successful as they would have liked to be. The words FMG Stadium doesn't sound right. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? FMG. Like, FMG by itself sounds all right, but as soon as you say FMG and add a stadium onto the end of it, it's weird. Sarah Hirini, they're talking to her. I think woman of the match for this one, you got to either give it to Michaela Blythe or Georgia Miller. She had a very crucial turnover early, Miller, that led to the Black Ferns getting that first try of the match. And I love your enthusiasm, everyone. Kiwi Lads always rock. Says Ruth, and Argentina will be tough. They're in some good form, says John. They certainly are, which is why that next match in 5 minutes' time is going to be an absolutely awesome one. And I cannot wait to see if New Zealand make it back to back, or if it's Los Pumas who are able to get themselves that victory. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out the second channel, subscribe over there. We've got plenty more videos going up in the near future. Last one that we did, we played Guess Who at nighttime in a haunted park. It was fun. It was quite dark though as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. New Zealand received the gold, and I will see you all for the men's match in only 2 minutes' time. See you all later.